age of 18, she took the extraordinary step to become the woman that she is today. But Janet went even further in 2011, revealing her secret to the world in a profile in Marie Claire magazine. Janet is now a fierce advocate for the transgender community and is telling her story in a new memoir, Redefining Realness, My Path to Womanhood.
Yay!
And so much more. And Janet Mock joins me now exclusively. How are you, Janet?
Very good.
So this is the
Word,
amazing thing.
Shalora.
Had I not known anything about your story, I would have had absolutely not a clue that you had ever been a boy, a male.
Because she's
Which
fishy.
makes me absolutely believe you should always have been a woman. And that must have been what you
She
felt
already was,
when
honey.
you were young. Take me back to when you first thought,
Come on, Janet.
this is not right. I'm not Charles, which was the name you were given when you were born.
Ooh. Did he read the book?
I'm a woman. I'm a girl.
I think for me it was just, I always knew that I was me. I didn't know that it was about gender or that it was about anything other than just...
My God, can we get a close-up?
...that I just kind of naturally had.
Oh, baby Janet.
My mother
Pinch
loves
those
to
little
say
cheeks.
that I was a very vocal and adamant child.
Word.
She remembers that when I was 3 years old, I landed in the emergency room for putting one of her earring backings into my ear and it went down. I don't really remember the memory, but I do remember the vanilla ice cream that I got to have afterward.
Did you ever feel like,
okay,
I can't deal with this, I'm going to have to go back to being a boy, Charles?
I like chocolate chip cookie
dough. At what
dough.
point did you change your name?
I think for me, it was a series of little bitty steps, which I do detail in the book. But for me, there was never any turning back. It was always moving forward.
When you began wearing the girls' clothes at school, was that when you began calling yourself Janet, or was it after you had the operation when you were 18?
It was way before that. I was named Janet because...
You are sitting in front of Beyonce now, boo. Don't make me compare the interviews.
You look a bit like Janet Jackson. I don't want to say anything, but now you've raised the spectre.
Well, I've
interviewed Janet. You look very like her.
I was very much obsessed with the Velvet Rope.
We don't all look alike, Jet. I mean,
and that album
Lord.
spoke to me, and it was something that I think it spoke to a lot of people who felt different. Janet was fierce on that cover. She was fierce in it. She talked about her sexual orientation and her fluidity and domestic violence.
Oh, we're gonna talk about it, Janet.
Album, which empowered me.
I'm seeing a bit of Janet and a bit of Beyonce, especially with the hair.
Oh, I live for Beyonce. No,
yes, God!
Beyonce wore,
I can't wait to. I just hope so you can turn the cherry out. Surfboard. Stop, please. Y'all got to be careful what y'all ask for, honey.
We're approaching the operation.
Well, that was a big step in a long journey, right? It took 18 years to come to that journey. And
yes, it did.
Very young to a lot of people, but for me, those matters were very urgent, and they were also very.
He couldn't ask me these questions, y'all, because I'd have been done fought Piers, honey. This is what I'm talking about. Jenna knows how to keep her cool.
With myself, it was kind of a stamp of personal approval of my own womanhood.
What was the moment after you had it, when you looked in the mirror and were finally able to think, wow?
Piers Morgan, please pull your dick out. Please pull your dick out right now and show all of America how big your dick is. Please! God.
A month, a year?
I think it actually came before it. I think the road coming up to that was actually a bigger journey for me, a bigger sense of validation. Yes, because at 18 I could finally make the decision.
Oh, Jenna, I just want to give you a big hug.
That's the thing that strikes me about your book and having met you, is you're obviously just incredibly gutsy but very determined. Because there must have been so many people, I guess, I'm surmising.
But while we're on the topic of genitalia, what do y'all think Piers Morgan's penis look like?
You've heard all the cliches.
Yeah, I guess I don't marvel at it that much because for me there was no other choice but to be myself. You know, I was a young trans girl growing up in Honolulu, Hawaii, who had parents that were very ill-equipped but super loving. They were super accepting of me, and for me, I had no other choice. I needed to be myself. I knew that by choosing to live
Jen
a life
is so
for me,
big.
cut out all the noise from other people, then it would enable me to live a life that was full and affirming and happy.
And she's so smart.
8 years ago, you got a scholarship to college.
I'm so articulate. Katie, what's that?
In New York City.
You said that well.
What was that for you after all you'd been through to get to this thriving hub of all types of people?
I think New York was the third part of my dream. I had 3 dreams, which was, number 1 was to become a writer, to live my life as myself, and 3 was to move to New York City. And New York City was a huge part of that dream. It's where I was able to find myself, find my voice as a writer, and then also develop my mission, which is to speak out and speak up alongside many girls that grew up like myself.
In 2009, you meet a man, and you fall in love with this man, but there's something you have to tell him. Something pretty big you have to tell him that he doesn't know, which is that you used to be yourself a man. After the break, we'll find out how you told him that news and how he took it.
That's what you did. Yes, you just chuckle a little bit.
Piers Morgan Tonight, sponsored by